Hey, I'm back with another video. Let's get right into it. I went to Five Below and purchased a couple of things that were polyester because I knew from seeing previous videos that you could find some things there that aren't expensive that are 100% polyester. And I looked up and found a blanket. Well, not a blanket, pillowcases. And these pillowcases right here, it is, you know, textured or whatnot. But I'm going to use the reverse side of it, which is not textured, and it's more of a flat product. So I'm going to sublimate on here, and this is a pretty large, it's pretty large. So I'm going to use this to sublimate on, and what I'm going to sublimate is using these, the letter D. So this is of course my last name, Dowell, so I'm going to use these for my bedroom. When I was doing this, I actually printed it this way, and I was like, wait, my pillowcase is way too big for such a small letter, so I decided to flip it landscape. But also in flipping it landscape, I didn't fill the page, so I had to go into the settings and fill the image, and that's how I was able to get a larger design. So we're going to use this, and I'm going to sublimate it. I'm going to put it right in the center. I don't have like a way to measure the center, so I'm just going to fold it in half. Just going to take it and fold it in half like this, and I'm going to kind of press it so I can create a seal in the center and know exactly how to line up my image. So one thing I will point out though is do not keep your zipper zipped up. You want to definitely unzip that, because you don't want it to melt, but you also want to be able to put inside of here. You definitely want to be able to go inside and put in your parchment paper, which is what I'm using, or butcher paper, whatever you're using. I'm going to mimic what I've been seeing a lot of people do, and that is to simply use 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I'm going to first press this here just to create, once again, that crease. It is very hot. I can feel it all in there. I'm just going to take a piece. I'm not going to press this for long at all, just enough to where I can kind of see the center lining. Not even going to go all the way down. And I think that's good enough, just because I want to see where my center is. And it did create that crease for me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it did create like a line right here. So first thing I'm going to do is sit this in here, and I'm going to put some paper on the inside. Again, I'm using parchment paper. I'm just going to go right in there. I can hold on to it. Make sure it's not folded, because if it's folded, you will see that crease line. I'm going to take my image, and I'm going to do the same thing of folding it. Not all the way creasing it, but just enough to where I know where my center is. And I'm just going to give it a nice little pinch there, so I know exactly where my center is. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna lightly go over it just like that, holding it with one hand, going all the way across. Careful, because it is, again, hot, hot, hot under here. All right, so that looks good. Let's add our image. I'm gonna put it, you know what, I didn't measure like the center here. So this is trial and error, okay? I'm just gonna eyeball it because I don't want to take this down again. So looks about right. All right, so now I'm going to take some heat resistance tape, and I'm going to tape down the image. We need another piece of parchment paper right on top of our image. All right, so here we go. 60 seconds. Let's cross our fingers and hope this turns out great. Here we go. Pretty tight. have to loosen it up a bit the next time around. Hope you guys subscribe. There's going to be more content coming. Waiting to get some blanks in to do some shirt printing for kids. Alright, let's lift this up. Alright, pull this paper off. I can definitely see that it did go through. Let's peel this up. Oh wow, 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 look. That looks good. Wow, let's pull this out. So let's take a closer look. Still hot, but there it is, you guys. There it is. It's still very hot. Yep. So there is my first one. It's still super soft. My tape marks are here. I don't know how I can possibly rid the tape marks. I think that'll probably fade over time, I'm hoping. Alright, hey you guys, so some of my footage I think may have gotten deleted. In the event that it did, I just decided that I would sit down. I just decided I would sit down here and kind of show you guys a little bit better. Hopefully you can see better too, I don't know. But I did sublimate 2 pillowcases today. They are 100% polyester, and I did pick these up from Five Below. So as you can see on this side, it does have like the furry, fuzzy texture. I didn't want to sublimate on this side, not because I was afraid of it melting or anything like that, just because I just don't like it, and I figured that over time the design would be a mess because this stuff is shedding quite a bit. So I decided to sublimate on this side, on the back side, and on the back side it's straight, you know, it's just silky smooth. But these are pretty large pillowcases, but I'm going to show you the design that I put on here. And there it is. I don't know if you guys can see, but I did sublimate the letter D on here, and that is for Dowell, our last name. So these are going to go in my husband and I's bed. I can't wait to get some pillows and fill them up and see how it looks, you know, fluffed out. I did notice 2 things. Is the tape marks on here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The light is pretty bright. And let's see, can I show you guys without the lights being so bright? Maybe let me see if I can turn the lights down and then you guys will be able to see it. There we go. Turn it down. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see, but there's tape marks. Like right here, there's tape mark. On this side here, you can see all of that right there is a tape mark. So that did happen. You can also kind of see the outline of the paper too. Not the paper, but the press itself. So I don't know if my pressure was maybe too heavy for this or not. I mean, it didn't burn, scorch, or anything like that, or bleed, which is great. But I'm hoping that over time that'll kind of go away. I've been kind of rubbing it and playing around with it. It hasn't moved much. But again, this is the first time, so that's that sheet, the first one right here. The second one, I did cut the paper a little bit smaller. There was some negative space around the image itself, and so the second time around I did cut that negative space off, which did shrink the size of the square. However, because the heat press is one size, you're still going to see that heat press, you know, indentation. I did fold them in half, you know, to try and keep it centered. I don't know how well that worked out. But yeah, because you can tell this one I don't think is centered. But anyway, if you guys have questions or suggestions, tips, anything that can help, I would appreciate it. So I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more coming. I am waiting on some more blanks and things to come in. I really wanted to get into children's shirts, which is why I started this anyway, because I just love kids, you know. So we'll talk to you guys next video, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about how these turned out. I would love to hear from you guys, and until next video, bye.